on the surface of it, the deal that was made this morning between the Edmonton Oilers and the Vancouver Canucks, no big deal. It's Sam Gagner going to the Oilers. It's Ryan Spooner headed to the Canucks. It is one of those rare deals made by division rivals. But in this case, it's made because they're not players who are considered main guys. They're not guys who are going to make it on the rosters where they were traded from. So for Spooner, he gets a chance at the NHL again. Word has it the Canucks are going to call him up. With the injury to Sutter, Benning may feel that he needed another center, and therefore he picks up Spooner. On the Edmonton side, they definitely need depth scoring, and in a brief call-up with the Canucks this year, Sam Gagner looked fine. I was actually kind of surprised they sent him back down because I thought he looked fine, but Benning has an idea of who's on the roster and who isn't, and when guys come back, there are times where he makes that tough decision and sends a guy down who maybe deserved to be there. Gagner was a contract signing gone awry for the Canucks. They signed him after a pretty decent season for him in Columbus. And then on the Ryan Spooner side, of course, he is what they got for Jordan Eberle through trade after trade. So Eberle goes for Strome goes for Spooner. Spooner gets waived. If Spooner had been claimed on waivers, yeah, that's officially poof. Now, what the Oilers have done is kind of interesting. Keith Gretzky is the acting GM, and I assume that he's not making this deal in a vacuum, that other names would have been involved as well. There are other people who would have been involved in making this decision. But if he did make this move on his own, it's a smart move. You're bringing back a guy who's played for the Oilers before, recorded five 40-point seasons between 2007 and 2012, and of course had the best season of his career in the lockout-shortened season of 2012-2013, again as a member of the Oilers. He still can go. The Canucks didn't feel that they got the return that they wanted on their investment. Contract-wise, they carry about the same cap hit. There's no money retained on either side in this one, and it gives both players a chance for a fresh start. Spooner gets a shot at potentially being the number 3 center for the Canucks. It makes me wonder, just how long is it going to be till Sutter gets back? And on the Gagner side, he's going to get a chance to play with some pretty good, whether he's playing with Ryan Nugent-Hopkins, or he's playing with Draisaitl, or if they have Draisaitl on McDavid on the same line and Gagner on the other wing. Whatever they do with Gagner, he's going to get a chance to score at the NHL level again. And he showed in Vancouver that he could. It's just, I guess he was considered a redundant forward. And we'll see what ends up happening with him in Edmonton. If he does have a miraculous return to Edmonton and at least scores, say, a point every other game, then the Oilers have already started showing signs of turning things around a little bit. This, of course, their second trade in about 12 hours. Although I have a feeling the Talbot deal was actually done earlier than they announced it. It was just they had a game to play and Talbot had to be the backup. So I think that's what part of it was. I think the deal was probably done before that. But there you go. So Gagner is back in the fold with the Oilers. Spooner is back in Vancouver. And why am I wearing Vancouver gear? Well, I'm wearing Utica. I'm wearing it because this again shows me that the Canucks organization was looking for a home for Gagner. Gagner was very visibly, upset with the demotion. They sent him to the Toronto Marlies because it was close to home for him rather than sending him to Utica. And it shows that Benning wanted to do something right to fix it for him and for the team. So it works for the team and it works for Sam Gagner. So I wish him the best in Edmonton. It did not work out in Vancouver. We'll see if it works out the second time around in Edmonton. And for Spooner, I don't have any optimism when it comes to Spooner, but he's got 1 year left at $3 million. The Canucks are fine with the cap. If it ends up down in the minors, about $900,000 gets forgiven under the cap, so it's still $2 million on the cap. But it's the same amount of money they were spending with Gagner anyways. So there's really no change for the Canucks, except they get a guy who maybe they envision him more as a center than what they could see Gagner playing. I believe Gagner's played every forward position. But there you go. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below as always. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe. If you're browsing your way through, you just tap it upon this video. And yeah, I don't think the Oilers are done. I think if the Oilers, after the trade deadline, said, look, we brought back Gagner and we got Stolarz as the backup, I don't think Edmonton fans would be happy with that. We'll see what else they do. And when it happens, I'll be here to report it for you. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe if you're browsing your way through. Just tap it upon this video. And thank you guys so much for watching. I'll talk to you again soon.